Okay, I promised it. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Sorry I have to delay my Zootopia 2 content to Monday. We're just really busy today, and there's probably a lot of traffic since people are off work and people are still probably going Christmas shopping for some reason. So, yeah. But as I promised, today I am going to be giving you my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. 2026 is looking to be a pretty stacked year for movies, so I'm looking forward to seeing what your list is. If you comment it, which please do, and make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started. My 10th most anticipated movie of 2026 is The Mandalorian and Grogu. I have never seen a Star Wars movie. I probably need to catch myself up, but it seems to look really cool, even though it kind of just looks like a glorified TV episode of The Mandalorian, but I still think it can be pretty good. Number 9, my 9th most anticipated movie of 2026 is the live-action Moana. I really like the original Moana and its sequel, and while the trailer did just kind of look like 90% animated, 10% real humans, I'm still looking forward to see how faithful it will be to the original movie, and I'm just wondering why they decided to remake it like 10 years after its original release, but what do you do? I'm still looking forward to the movie, and I think it'll be a pretty good remake. We'll just have to find out. Number 8 is the next original movie from Walt Disney Animation Studios titled Hexed. The reason why it's only at number 8 is because Walt Disney Animation has made some good sequels this decade, like Zootopia. I haven't seen Zootopia 2 from what I heard. It's really good. Moana 2 is a good sequel. Their originals, especially Strange World and Wish, haven't been as good as some of their more recent. Some of like their 2010s movies, or even the movies they released earlier in the decade, like Encanto and Raya and the Last Dragon. But with Hexed, I do admit I really like the concepts, and I like stories about magic, and it seems like it's going back to a fairy tale root for Walt Disney Animation Studios, which is what the studio was built on ever since Snow White in 1937. So I'm looking forward to the movie, and I'm hoping it can keep the streak going of critically acclaimed WDAS movies with Zootopia 2. I'm just wondering if this will be a box office success, because unlike Elio earlier this year, there's not really much competition for Hexed besides like Avengers Doomsday coming out in December, and there's really no like typical like kids competition until the Angry Birds movie 3. But then again, Wish didn't really have that much competition, and that movie still underperformed, while Elemental was in a much more heated season, and that actually legged out in 2023. So did Strange World, because Strange World didn't really have much kids competition. Like it was sandwiched between Black Panther and the December 2022 we had Avatar: The Way of Water, but it didn't really have that much kids competition until Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and that movie still underperformed. Maybe it's a marketing thing. I'm not sure. Maybe it's also because Strange World and Wish didn't have the best reviews. Hopefully, Hexed can be a great reviewed movie, but even that couldn't save Elio. That couldn't save Elio from underperforming at the box office. So, I guess it's a marketing thing. It needs to have great marketing, and it needs to have some good reviews. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm yapping about box office. I'm looking forward to the movie, and I hope it can be a great original for Walt Disney Animation Studios. My number 7 most anticipated movie of 2026 is another original animated movie coming out this year, this time from DreamWorks with Forgotten Island. This looks to be one of DreamWorks' more serious films, their movies are usually more lighthearted and goofy. But when they do make serious stuff, it actually is really good. And this is from the same director who did Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and The Croods: A New Age. So hopefully this can be one of their better movies this decade, because let's face it, they're output outside of the Bad Guys movies, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and The Wild Robot. Most of their movies have ranged from okay at best to just really, really mid. So I'm hoping this can be a great DreamWorks movie, and they're looking to have a not so great 2027, because their next movie after Forgotten Island, which is like their only movie this year, is CoComelon the movie in February of 2027, which I'm not even gonna touch that movie. Okay, Number 6, yet again another original animated movie. This one is coming to us from Pixar, and that movie is Hoppers, which is just outside my top 5. This looks to be a great original film from Pixar. It's got a different animation style, which was one of the complaints people had with Elio. Ma'am. It also looks to be a funnier movie. So, yeah, it's one more goofy movies, but it also looks like it's going to have more of a meaning behind it with environmentalism. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how the movie turns out. Number 5, we're getting into my top 5. My 5th most anticipated movie of 2026 is Supergirl. I am really looking forward to this one. I think Millie Alcock is gonna make a great Supergirl, and yeah, I think she'll do a great job. And also, I really like the visual style, and the tone I really like. The trailer was really good. I'll have to wait to get a better look at it to like raise my excitement, and I don't think it's gonna be as good as Superman. I think that's the real question. Is it gonna be as good as Superman? Realistically, probably not. But I do think this is gonna make for a really good standalone movie nonetheless. Number 4, my 4th most anticipated movie is Toy Story 5. Maybe this doesn't need to happen, but every time we do get a new Toy Story movie, it is just a banger of a movie, and I am probably expecting the same with this movie. I think the concept of like toys versus technology is really good, and there's like so much they could do. Not really big on the whole Buzz Lightyear army thing that they've done like a bunch of times before, but the technology premise seems intriguing enough, so maybe this can be another banger into the Toy Story franchise. Plus, it's got to be better than Lightyear. Number 3, we're getting into my top 3. So my number 3rd most anticipated movie is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I really like that they're going like street level with this movie and not multiverse like No Way Home. And I think the concept of it, like everybody like forgot Peter Parker at the end of No Way Home. And I think that's just gonna make for like an emotional and really fun movie. And with all the different people they're bringing into this movie, I have no doubts that it's gonna be great. My 2nd most anticipated movie is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I liked the first Mario movie fine, but this one looks like it's gonna up the stakes. And I feel like this is gonna be an improvement from the first movie, which is normally, it's like the opposite. Like the first movie's better. This one looks like it's gonna have more stakes, and with the introduction of like Bowser Jr., Wario, well, actually not Wario, I'm not sure, Yoshi and Rosalina. I think this is gonna be just a great movie, and maybe be the magnum opus for Illumination, which is not that hard, but this looks great. It's got to be an improvement from the first movie. And I like the first movie a lot, but I felt like that played it safe with like its story stuff. This one looks better. This one looks to have a more better story. So I'm interested. Before I give you my number one most anticipated movie of 2026, let's go through all the honorable mentions. And these are basically just the movies that I might see in theaters. I'm not sure. I'll need to have a better look before some of these come out. I only have like 10 movies I really want to watch in the theater, and those are like on my top 10 most anticipated movies. But let's go through my honorable mentions list. Alright, what do I got? Here we go. Okay, so we have Sony Pictures Animation's GOAT, which the concept is really cool. I'm just worried it's gonna be another cliched underdog story, but Sony Animation is on a roll, kind of. Like, they gave us K-pop Demon Hunters this year, and they gave us Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a couple years back. But they also gave us Fixed this year, which is and like the movie right before Spider-Verse was Hotel Transylvania 4. So like their output is kind of inconsistent, similar to DreamWorks, but maybe this can be one of their greats. Next up, Michael. Biopics tend to be very hit or miss, but Michael Jackson is a very interesting person. He was very important in the world of music, so I look forward, well, I need to have a better look, or maybe some extra time on my hands to see what this one's all about. Maybe this can be a good one. Okay, Minions 3, whatever they're going to call Minions. I need a better look at this movie, because we don't have a trailer. You would think there would have been one before Wicked for Good, but guess not. Guess they're putting a trailer out sometime next month or February like they did with Despicable Me 4. This seems to be just like another Minions movie. Hopefully it's better than Despicable Me 4 and like the first Minions movie. Maybe I'll expect something similar to like The Rise of Gru in terms of quality. But otherwise, I'm not expecting too much. Next up, The Odyssey. I have never seen a lot of Christopher Nolan movies, but I did actually read the Odyssey story in like I think last month or something. It was fine. It didn't really appeal to me personally, but I can see how this would be a great movie. Maybe this can be good. I'll need a better look. Most of the trailers are theater exclusive for some reason. I think there's like one 6-minute one playing before Avatar. So yeah, maybe I'll see that one. See The Odyssey. Next up on my honorable mention is Clayface, and I'll really need to look at this one. It seems like DC really wants to like make movies of their more like unknown characters after Superman. Like, we're getting Supergirl in June, and in September we're getting Clayface, which seems rather odd, but I think they can make it work. Like, this is like their movie like in between Supergirl and Man of Tomorrow, so maybe this can be a good one. The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. I really need most of these movies I need a good look at to fully be sure. I don't know when we'll get a trailer, but I heard the TV show is phenomenal, so maybe I'll check that out, and maybe that could play a factor into raising my excitement for the movie. And I got till October. It actually comes out on my little sister Scarlett's birthday, so yeah. I I really hope that this can be a win for Paramount Animation, who, let's face it, really hasn't had the best luck. I mean, their last truly great movie was Transformers 1. Even that, their last profitable movie was, get this, Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie. Yes, that made more money than Transformers 1, and I do not know how. Dang, we failed Transformers 1 so badly. We failed that movie so much. Especially this year, their output is really bad. We had Smurfs in July, and yesterday we had the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. I haven't seen SpongeBob yet. Like, they are really bad at picking Paramount is really bad at picking release dates to put their movies in. They're really bad at that. But there's no other competition in October other than the Social Network sequel nobody asked for. So maybe this one can be profitable. And I hope the quality's really good too. Next up, Street Fighter. I haven't played the game, but this looks like a cool martial arts film, so maybe. Second to last, Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol. I think the Christmas Carol story has been done to death. I've heard it so many times about this old man who has to learn a lesson about Christmas or something. And it's a good story. It's just that I've heard it so many times before that it's kind of gets tiring. But I'll have to have a better look at this. Apparently Johnny Depp's in this movie, so that might be, I'm not sure. And finally, Laika's Wildwood. Laika is a studio that put out movies like Coraline, Kubo and the Two Strings, Paranorman, and other stop-motion animated films. Their last movie was in 2019, and yeah, I feel like this could be a very ambitious animated movie. I really want it to be good, but I have to have a first trailer or something. We don't really have a release date, let alone a trailer, which is I think I need a trailer to really sell me on this. But from what I have seen from that preview, I like the bird voiced by Angela Bassett. I think this could be a really good animated film. So, but the reason why it's not in the top 10 is because we don't have a trailer yet. So, put this in the number 11 spot, I guess. And my number one most anticipated movie of 2026 is Avengers Doomsday. This movie is probably get the MCU back on track, and with this and Spider-Man being their only movies of 2026, followed by Avengers Secret Wars in 2027, and maybe X-Men and Black Panther 3 in 2028, it seems like the MCU is getting back on track, because this year's MCU movies have drastically underperformed. Captain America, Brave New World, and Thunderbolts straight up flopped. And the Fantastic Four First Steps underperformed somehow despite getting positive reviews and getting that July release date in the summer. But whatever. Even when they made good movies, they could have made the most trash movies back in 20 in the 2010s, and they still would have made money. But here now I think tastes have changed. Then again, maybe not, because the Lilo and Stitch remake still made $1 billion despite nearly everybody clowning on the movie. Like 2010's Disney live action remakes like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Alice in Wonderland. But whatever, this isn't about Disney live action remakes. This is about Marvel. This is probably the MCU probably needs this right now. And with with Robert Downey Jr. returning as Doctor Doom, that can actually play into the plot of the movie very well. And this is probably gonna be it's probably gonna make a ton of money. Fans are gonna show out in droves. I'm gonna see this movie. Everybody will probably see this movie. This is going to be an event, and that is why Avengers Doomsday is my most anticipated movie of 2026. Whew. Well, I wasn't expecting this to last for 20 minutes, but thanks for sticking around anyway if you watched it, and yeah, I look forward to 2026 and beyond. Bye!